story of the Mississaugas of the Credit, and on the lands of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum. We recognize this place as a place of learning, research, and community for First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples, past, present, and future, and we're committed to advancing reconciliation through all of our work. We're very proud to host today's announcement, significant federal investments in discovery research and research training. These investments strengthen Canada's research enterprise by supporting world-class discovery, developing the next generation of talent, and building the capacity needed to respond to the increasing and dynamic, complex global challenges. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Dominique O'Rourke, our Minister of Parliament for Guelph. Member of Parliament, sorry.
Thank you, President Van Acker, for that very kind introduction and the little promotion there. I'll take it. It is so good to be here with you all today to welcome Minister Mélanie Joly, Parliamentary Secretary Karim Bardeesy, and Ms. Bardeesy, Vice President of Research and Technology Partnerships for NSERC. Welcome to Guelph and to the University of Guelph. I'm such a lucky MP to have this amazing university in my riding. I am especially excited to be here to celebrate wonderful researchers and the extraordinary work that you do. As Canada's food university, Minister, U of G is a global leader in agriculture, animal health, food science, soils, ecology, environmental sciences, and One Health research. This is Canada's premier research institution for supporting Canada's food security and supply chains. L'université est également à la pointe dans les domaines de la physique, de l'ingénierie, de la science des matériaux, de la biologie et de nombreuses autres disciplines, et toujours guidée par des valeurs profondes. As a graduate myself of the Lang School of Business, I take great pride in the university's mission and the college's mission to promote responsible and sustainable businesses and communities through interdisciplinary learning, problem solving, and critical thinking, and the university's own guiding commitment to improve life across its academic and research programs. That's exactly what Canada needs. If the world needs more Canada, Canada needs more Guelph. Today's announcement underscores the government's commitment to that pursuit through science, research, and innovation, and this investment is also an investment in our community, in the scientists and researchers who live here, the students who work with them, the businesses and innovations they create and support. Dans mon tout premier discours à la Chambre des communes l'an dernier, j'ai vanté les solutions qu'apporte l'Université de Guelph et leurs chercheurs aux plus grands défis auxquels nous faisons face. I'm very fortunate to have a front row seat to many of the innovations and discoveries here at the University of Guelph. I'm always happy to showcase them in Ottawa and here in the city, and I'm delighted today that my colleagues are here for a glimpse of what U of G contributes to Canada and the world. So it's my distinct pleasure to introduce and welcome to Guelph, for the second time in 6 months, the Minister of Industry and Technology, the Honourable Minister Mélanie Joly.
Thank you so much, Dominique. Merci beaucoup. It's really a pleasure to be back, indeed, the second time in 6 months. You know, Dominique, you were saying if the world needs more Canada, Canada needs more Guelph. I must say, you're absolutely right. Canada needs more Guelph, and actually the world as well. And it just makes sense for Karim and I to be here with you at University of Guelph a month after the announcement of our national food strategy, which is such an important strategy, which is all about making sure that we're investing in food security, but also in sustainability and in commercialization of research and therefore transformation also of food, in order for us to be able also to address the real issue of food affordability. And so, thank you to all of you for being here. Merci à tous d'être ici. Ça me fait vraiment plaisir. J'arrive tout juste d'Halifax et je voulais être ici très tôt ce matin. So, thank you, of course, to Manel for being with us. Thank you also to Dr. Van Hacker. Thank you, President. Thank you also to Dr. Maziar Fella. Thank you so much. And of course, I'll have the chance to introduce my fantastic parliamentary secretary, Karim. Everywhere I go when it comes to research, you're always there, and you're a tireless advocate for research support. And so thank you, and it's really a pleasure for me to be able to work with you. And so we know that every breakthrough that changes our lives begins with a person who dares to imagine what is possible. A person who asks questions no one has answered before. A person who is willing to spend years searching for that answer, even when the path is uncertain and the outcome unknown. And that kind of work requires talent, it requires perseverance, and it requires partners who believe that the discoveries of tomorrow are worth investing in today. And that is where government have a role to play. Because when we invest in researchers, we invest in people. And the people whose ideas will improve lives, strengthen our economy, build our communities, and help Canada meet the challenges of the future. And I know many of you are here today with us. And I think that matters more than ever. Because we know the world is changing rapidly. Countries are investing aggressively in science, innovation, and the technologies that will define the future, from AI to clean tech. And at the same time, many researchers around the world are facing growing uncertainty. Some are looking for places where they can continue their work, collaborate openly, and pursue ambitious ideas with confidence. And so Canada, in these times, has absolutely an opportunity to lead. We want Canada to be the destination of choice for the world's brightest minds, a place where researchers can build their careers, where bold ideas are encouraged, and where innovation can thrive. Because when exceptional talent chooses Canada, everyone benefits. Researchers train the next generations of innovators, launch new companies, strengthen our economy, and help solve the challenges that matter most to Canadians. And so that is why I'm very proud to announce today a major Government of Canada investment through NSERC's Discovery Research Program. Our government is investing $630 million in new grants and grant extensions to support more than 3,000 researchers and their teams at universities across Canada. Thank you. Ça me fait plaisir d'annoncer un investissement important au nom du gouvernement du Canada, 630 millions de dollars pour la recherche dans le cadre du programme de subvention à la découverte CRSNG. Donc, notre gouvernement a investi 630 millions de dollars dans une nouvelle subvention et des prolongements de subventions pour plus de 3000 chercheurs. Donc, félicitations également à tous. So this investment is about much more than funding research. It is actually to strengthen our scientific leadership, which Doctor was referring to as how much the University of Guelph was at the core of everything linked also to agriculture and sustainability. So it is also to build our economy and help ensure that the discoveries shaping the future are made here in Canada. And so Canada has made that choice for decades, and the result speaks for itself. Whether it's in genomics, clean energy, quantum science, or artificial intelligence, many of Canada's greatest breakthroughs began with a researcher who was given the time, the freedom, and the support to pursue an idea long before anyone knew where it would lead. Et donc, ces investissements permettent d'équiper des laboratoires, de soutenir des étudiants et des étudiantes de cycle supérieur, ainsi que des chercheurs et chercheuses de postdoctoraux, et d'attirer des talents de calibre mondial. So, $630 million is a big number, It's an investment in discovery, it's an investment in talent, it's an investment in a stronger, more competitive Canada. And to all researchers receiving an award today, and many of you are here, of course, congratulations. You're extremely inspiring, and your curiosity drives discovery. Your work strengthens our country at a time where we're all building Canada strong. So thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. And now, without further ado, the fantastic parliamentary secretary, the man that I have the chance to work with every day when it comes to industry, innovation, and research, Karim Bardeesy.
Thank you, Minister. Merci beaucoup. C'est un très grand plaisir de travailler, un privilège de travailler avec une ministre qui connaît la valeur de la science et la recherche, qui la valorise et qui revendique pour la science et la recherche, parce qu'il y a beaucoup d'autres priorités dans le gouvernement. And this minister has fought for the funds that are being announced today, in addition to the Impact Plus Chairs program, which we have announced, and the Impact Plus doctoral and postdoctoral research program, as well as the dual-use research funds related to defense and other technologies. And so this government is speaking with its values when it comes to science and research, but also with its priorities and with its budget. This is a sector that has done very well thanks to the recent investments that this minister has fought for. And in MP O'Rourke, we have someone who fights for Guelph, but also brings the best of Guelph to Parliament Hill. And the best of this university, which is community connected, but taking on in a very meaningful way, but taking on significant national and global challenges. I'll also speak briefly as the member for Tyacon Parkdale High Park in West Toronto, where it appears to be an unusual number of graduating high school students who are choosing to make their way up to Guelph here for first year. And I do, actually, that's an opportunity to say a little aside note about NSERC. One of the things I appreciate about the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council is their investment in undergraduate research, and something which we need to continue to promote as a way for developing that talent pipeline that the Minister talked about. A place that I think the young people of Canada and young international students are increasingly seeing as a place to do science without limits, without political constraints. And to have the kind of investment in discovery research that the Minister described, we know, those who follow this file know that discovery research is what leads to the really exciting, life-changing, economy-changing, health-changing innovations that we're seeing now today, especially in artificial intelligence. That started with discovery-based research done decades ago. And so it's especially important that these kinds of investments are done by a government that makes long-term commitments without limits, without political constraints, towards the kinds of work that can eventually result in the work that changes lives. And it changes lives, it changes health outcomes, it changes the food we eat, it creates spin-off companies, and it creates the kind of environment that I think we very much feel in Guelph and that we hear from MP O'Rourke regularly. This is a place where serious science happens. So thank you, and thank you for your ongoing support of this work and for your patience, because as Minister Joly mentioned, the work of science and research has its detours, it has its frustrations, and we try to honor your commitment by the commitments of funds like this today. And with that, I'd like to now invite Manel Bahubashi, Vice President of Research and Technology Partnerships at the National Sciences and Engineering Research Council, to share some remarks.
Good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here for NSERC's largest investment announcement of the year. And thank you to Minister Joly, Parliamentary Secretary Bardeesy, Member of Parliament O'Rourke, and of course, the University of Guelph's President, Dr. Van Acker, for welcoming us all here today for a milestone announcement in research. So every spring, we have the honor of celebrating the newest recipients of NSERC Discovery Grants, investments that give our nation's finest minds the freedom to pursue their most promising ideas. Over the years, these grants have powered breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and advanced quantum computing, and they've propelled space exploration and pioneered clean technologies. de la recherche nordique aux sciences océaniques, de la médecine régénérative à l'agriculture durable, les chercheuses et chercheurs canadiens mettent leur passion au service du développement des connaissances. Leurs travaux contribuent à renforcer l'économie de notre pays, à protéger l'environnement et à améliorer notre qualité de vie. Discovery Grant investments aren't just funding research, they support training for thousands of highly skilled students who go on to work in our companies, build our industries, and strengthen Canada's economy. These investments help to create dynamic research environments where students and postdoctoral researchers alike can develop the skills needed to succeed in academia, in industry, and in government. Over 60% of the funds from Discovery Grants support students, postdoctoral researchers, and other research personnel, and NSERC is immensely proud of that. And overall, this demonstrates that Discovery Grants remain a cornerstone of federal support for Canadian science across Canada. Merci à la ministre Joly qui a souligné le soutien sans précédent que le gouvernement accorde à la recherche. Aujourd'hui, nous confirmons plus de 600 millions de dollars. Nous continuons à soutenir les esprits les plus brillants de notre pays et à favoriser le développement des idées les plus prometteuses. This is a real major vote of confidence in our research community and in NSERC's world-renowned peer review process, which ensures we invest in only the most promising pursuits. To the researchers across Canada receiving funding today, congratulations. Everyone at NSERC wishes you the greatest success as you work to improve our country and our world. Thank you all for your enduring support for Canadian science, engineering, and research. And it's now my pleasure to introduce a leading researcher here at the University of Guelph who will say a few words. Dr. Carrie Dunfield is a professor and Tier 2 Canada Research Chair in Environmental Microbiology of Agro-Ecosystems in the School of Environmental Sciences. Working at the intersection of microbiology, ecology, and soil science, her work investigates the microbial communities and microbial processes driving the global processes that help support life on Earth. Now that sounds like very important research. Dr. Dunfield, over to you.
Great, I'm feeling pretty proud to be a Guelph person today. I wanted to really thank you, say thank you to NSERC and the Government of Canada for this incredible investment. Merci beaucoup. And thank you to my colleagues for being here and the University of Guelph leadership. I'm honored to speak today on behalf of the many researchers and trainees whose work is supported by these programs. My research focuses on soil microorganisms, the invisible communities that play a critical role in sustaining life on Earth. These microbes regulate nutrient cycling, influence crop production, and help determine how our agroecosystems respond to stress. To put simply, healthy soils are the foundation of a resilient food system. The support thank you, Heather. We got this clap as well. The support we receive through NSERC enables us to investigate fundamental questions about how these systems work and to translate this knowledge to practical outcomes for farmers, policymakers, and communities. Equally important, it allows us to train the next generation of scientists. In my lab, students and trainees are developing not only technical expertise, but the ability to work across disciplines and sectors, skills that are essential to addressing the complex challenges of climate change and food security. So at a time when the global food systems are under increasing pressure, this kind of research is really more important than ever. Thank you again for your support. Merci.
I'm Maz Falla. I'm the Vice President of Research and Innovation here at the University of Guelph, and I want to thank you, Carrie, and thank you to Minister Joly, Parliamentary Secretary Bardeesy, MP O'Rourke, NSERC Vice President Bardeesy, for being with us today. We are deeply grateful for this investment through NSERC, The Discovery Grants Program and the Research Tools and Instruments Program are foundational to Canada's research ecosystem. Today's announcement reflects the importance of both sustained investment in discovery research and in the people and the infrastructure that power it. At the University of Guelph, this funding enables our researchers to pursue new knowledge, drive innovation, and translate ideas into real-world solutions that benefits communities, industry, and society by helping to address the complex challenges facing Canada and the world today and, importantly, into the future. I would like to recognize the many University of Guelph recipients who are with us today. Your work represents the strength and breadth of our research community, and we are proud of the impact you are making across disciplines. I would also like to acknowledge the many research administration and support professionals whose work often happens behind the scenes. Their guidance, expertise, and commitment are essential to the success of our research ecosystem. Today's achievements are shared with them as well. Every day we see how discovery research fuels innovation, advancing technologies, informing policy, and strengthening Canada's capacity to compete and to lead. Today's investment reinforces that foundation and affirms the vital role universities play in building Canada's research capacity. Thank you again to the Government of Canada, NSERC, and everyone here today for supporting the people and ideas that will shape our country's future. I'd now like to invite Minister Joly, Parliamentary Secretary Bardeesy, MP O'Rourke, and NSERC Vice President Bahubeshi to join me on stage.
I'll take a picture.
This is for
Media. Okay. Come, guys. Karim, Dominic, come with you. Of course, you'll ask me questions about Dominic O'Rourke, and I'll say that she's fantastic. She's a great MP, an alumni from University of Guelph. No other questions? Okay, good. Come next to me. Yeah. Yep. Okay. And okay, David, I can't hear you well. Can you come closer?
I'll try to speak up.
Okay. Use your big voice.
Welcome to my office.
Thank you. Good to see you, from Ottawa to here.
David,
Yes.
I'd like to ask you a little bit about Statistics Canada.
Yeah.
Last fall, the government polled Canadians to get a sense of how they felt about StatsCan's data, trust levels, and I was curious, first of all, how that initiative happened. What was your department trying to learn? Why do the poll?
So first and foremost, my department was not, or my office was not involved in the decision by Statistics Canada, which obviously is independent from the government, to poll that. They decided by themselves, and we respect that decision. At the same time, I think it's important that Statistics Canada can do this important work of gathering information, particularly at a time of a census. And that data is so key for so much research that many of the researchers here want to be able to do. It's so important to the federal government, to provincial governments, to municipal governments, and actually also to business community and community organizations across the country.
It's interesting to hear you say that StatsCan independently decided to
Yeah.
research, because as you may know, the polling came back and found that many Canadians do not believe that StatsCan is independent of the government or independent of business, and a significant number of Canadians do not trust StatsCan's data or trust StatsCan with their data, which could be a problem for StatsCan, it seems to me. Do you have any expectations of what that might mean for StatsCan going forward, or your department?
Well, I'm happy you can relay that information to Canadians. That way they can know that obviously StatsCan is independent from the government. But I think also that we live in a world right now where we need to be able to take decisions based on facts. StatScan has been at the core of policy making for years, and it is important that people are able to take decisions based on facts rather than ideology, and that we also not that we don't how can I say get too much involved in the polarization of our society, but rather bring people together through informed conversations. And that's why StatScan is so important. That's why the work you do in journalism is so important. That's why the work that is being done by researchers are so important. We know that this is not a new phenomenon. It's a phenomenon that has been going on as trust towards institutions has been eroding over years. But the job that we have as members of parliament or as members of cabinet is to be able actually to reinforce these institutions and to foster that important trust that is important, that needs to be able to support us all. Thank you. Radio-Canada CBC, any questions, or you're just there to take images? Well, thank you for that. Okay, anything else? David, yes, again, of course.
Okay, just because it happened just before this event started.
Yeah.
Michel Martel is going to leave the House of Commons and become a senator as a leading Liberal politician in Quebec. I wonder if you can speak to how you think people in Saguenay these days are feeling about Liberals and perhaps vote for your government.
Listen, I won't confirm. So is it confirmed?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, good. So I have a lot of respect and trust for Mr. Martel. I had the chance to talk to him again last night, as obviously I'm convinced he will be able to represent well Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean in the Senate. And at the time where we need to work together, all parties combined on national unity, it will be a pleasure for me to work with Mr. Martel. And of course, we will be working on finding someone that can actually represent well also Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean in Ottawa. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Which media is it Guelph? Oh, CBC News. Okay.
Are you naming because this could be a safe Quebec seat for the Liberals?
I think that if you would ask that question in my province, people would be laughing because there's no safe seats for the Liberals in Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. That being said, we will make sure that we have a strong candidate. We will work on that, and we will work to make sure that the voices of Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean are well represented in Ottawa. And we need to have a strong voice because we believe also in the strong national unity of this country. Thank you. Well, I think that Mr. Martel will be sitting as an independent senator, and so we value his work. He could have chosen to be part of the Conservative Party Senate group. I think it's up to the different senators to decide what they want to do and with whom they want to sit. And I think the Senate is an important institution which represent different regions of the country. I profoundly believe in its role, and I believe also in the fact that it needs to be able to offer an independent second look to what we do within the House of Commons. And so we've done a lot to appoint people from around the country, from different walks of life, and I think we've seen good results in the past years. Thank you so much. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.